Welcome to Wizards and Whiskey, where we talk about D&D and other tabletop RPGs. I am Artifacts from Artifacts Animations, and with me we have...
Hey, it's Colton over on King Firehammer, and yeah, we're talking about magic items today, huh?
Yes, because I sent a random message saying, hey, we should do this, and Colton said yes, which is awesome.
Yeah, so we were talking, and we wanted to do best magic items, and so neither of us know what the other person has come up with.
Yeah, we've left this as a surprise because I think it'll be cool, but it'll be really awkward if we've picked the same things. But I don't think that'll be the case.
Well, the best part is that not having that defined means that we've each defined magic item best our own way. So, like, I'll be honest, my first item. So our first item is best combat magic item. I honestly said any weapon that makes your attacks magical. Because I am a firm believer that having even a +1 weapon makes your life so much easier as an adventurer in D&D.
Oh yeah.
So
definitely.
many monsters have resistances or like immunities or something like that to damage, and so it's like, I don't know, give me a +1 sling. I can make do with that.
Yeah, and I definitely think with D&D, one of the wonderful things about it is you can use items and spells which aren't meant to be weapons and turn them into weapons in a creative way. Like you could take a portable hole or something, like throw it underneath a bad guy and maybe have them fall in.
Oh yeah, totally. I mean, I could have said Durn's Instant Fortress. That would have been a fun combat magic item.
Yeah, this is a bit overkill, isn't it? Though, like throwing an entire fortress at someone.
Yeah, you throw it and say the command word, and I think it does 10d10 force damage if it hits. So.
Oh, that is so nasty. But yeah, we picked three different types of item. We have picked a combat magic item, best utility item, and a personal favorite, just something that we both like. So yeah, we'll start with combat item. Colton, we'll go with your first item.
Oh no, I was serious. Any weapon that makes your attack magical. That's the best.
Was that?
That's
oh right. Oh,
if I had to say one, I would say
weapon.
Vorpal Sword, I guess. I love Vorpal Swords. I love their crit ability. But any weapon that makes your attack magical, that will do. That'll do.
Awesome. I feel bad now because the thing that I have chosen just falls into your massive category of entire magic items.
I kind of made it a little hard to come up with something else, didn't I? I said the entire list.
Yeah, just every +1 thing that gives a slight bonus. Great. But yeah, when I was choosing like my magic items, like I was just telling Colton before we started recording this, like I started D&D at the beginning of lockdown, and I've been DMing for just under 2 years now, and I am nearly 100% a DM because when I wanted to get into D&D, there was like no one that I knew that could run D&D. That like so many people that I work with say, "Oh, I'd love to play D&D." Yeah, I've played it before. Are you a DM? It's like no. So yeah, I watched lots of episodes of Critical Role, and I got all the books, and yeah, I became like all of my friends and even my work's DM. So what I look for in magic items is if they give something to the narrative. So I really enjoy the RP side of D&D. I really enjoy the stories and the characters. Like when I'm preparing him for games and things, I will spend a long time making silly like voices in the mirror. But yeah, back to the thing we're actually talking about. Best magic weapon for me is the Sword of Vengeance.
Okay.
And it is a +1 weapon. And as a bonus, it is cursed. So I am currently using this item in my Curse of Strahd campaign that I'm running. So at the very beginning, they fought a werewolf called Fenric, and one of the characters decided to skin him, and now he wears like his wolf pelt as like a cloak. And I thought, this is a really cool little thing that I could do to have him come back, like being undead, and be like following them for revenge. And how I've played it out is like Strahd's brought him back from the dead and given him this Sword of Vengeance, which is cursed, and he's cursed him to follow the party. So he's just going to be that constant like antagonist, which is always going to be following the party. And the curse's effect is that you don't want to part with the weapon, and whenever someone damages you, you have to make a wisdom saving throw. Otherwise, you're forced to attack them back and you have to keep attacking until you reduce them to 0 hit points. So yeah, it's a really fun
Is that
thing.
an official content?
Yeah, it's in the Dungeons Master's Guide. I'll put like a description of that on the screen. It is really cool, and also the name of it I just love. The Sword of Vengeance is such a cool name, because after they eventually defeat him, they're going to find it and identify it, and I'm going to be able to tell them what you are holding is a Sword of Vengeance. And I just think like the name of it, it sounds cool. It's a +1 weapon, so it's going to give the party something cool to use. And because of that curse, I think it's going to add a lot of interesting sort of roleplay elements to it. So yeah, that is my favorite combat.
That'll be great. See, that's interesting because I'm the opposite of you. I'm not really a DM a whole lot. I've done a couple one shots here and there, but I've never like done my whole campaign or any of that stuff. So I didn't actually know that item existed because I've never looked through the Dungeon Master's Guide like that. So that's actually really cool.
Yeah, like whenever you're bored and you've got nothing else to do, look through the DM's guide, because there's so much cool stuff on there, especially like the optional rules and things like madness and things that I like using a lot. But yeah, back onto like the things we're talking about. The next magic item we've got is best utility item.
So I went with the Necklace of Adaptation for that. I think that's I just think it's a good item, and when I was thinking best, I was also thinking mechanics a lot.
Yeah.
Because while I do really enjoy the roleplay aspects of D&D, I'm a mechanics guy at heart. That's how I've always been. And the Necklace of Adaptation, just letting you kind of breathe wherever you want, and also, you know, having advantage on saving throws, was too good to pass up for me. There's obviously, I mean, I guess I could always be like Ring of 3 Wishes, but you know, that's an answer.
The items which have wishes you have to be really careful with, because depending on what kind of game you're running, they can completely break it. It's like, I wish for the bad guy to die, and you're like, DM has crashed.
Well,
no.
my favorite thing, if you ever wish for the bad guy to be dead, just kill the character instead. By speeding them 500 years into the future, where the bad guy would be dead.
What I do, like
your condition is met.
I've had this before, and one of my item choices is actually something that's similar to this. But yeah, like someone had an item which had a wish spell on it, so they had a wish, and we came to like the big boss fight, and they said, I wish for the bad guy to die. And I described, okay, the sword is visibly glowing and struggling, and it's shaking in your hands, and I played this out for a while, and I had the sword break.
Okay.
So like narratively, it was trying so hard to like destroy something it was incapable of, and I had it damage him, but I didn't have it kill him. So it was the same as it doing a strong attack. I think I had it do 40 or 50 points of necrotic damage to him, and I said, yeah. So because otherwise, as soon as like players like get the wish spell, it's just I wish them dead. I wish them dead. I wish them dead. And
yeah. Well, like, and that's why you end up eventually just teleporting the player into the future where the thing is dead. There you go. Problem solved. So what's your favorite utility magic item?
Okay, so I have picked the folding boat. Have you heard of this one, Colton?
I have. We played Tomb of Annihilation over on Arcane Arcade, and I wanted a folding boat so bad, but we ended up not getting one. So yes, no. I know about the folding boat.
But yeah, like once again, this is something that I'm using in Curse of Strahd. Like they found this on a guy that was trying to run away from Barovia. So I didn't explain this, but in the actual story, this poor guy, he was trying to escape from the wolves. So he was given this like little boat so he could go on the rivers to escape from the wolves and the Strahd zombies. And the party comes across it, and he's had to leave the river to get to the gates. But unfortunately, the wolves got him before he could get there. But yeah, they found this on his dead body, and the folding bow, I think, is something that can add like a different dimension to your playing, because usually you look at a map and it's like, okay, we walk there or we take horses. But a lot of people don't think to go along rivers and things, and especially like a lot of maps, they do have rivers on them, but they just follow the roads. And yeah, I think it can lead to some fun things. And for those of you that have never used a folding boat, what it is it's a little wooden box, kind of like a jewelry box type size. And what you do is you speak a command word. There are 3 command words. You can choose whatever you want them to be, but to make things simple, you say boat, and it turns into a little rowboat. And I think it fits 4 people in it. Or you can say ship, and it grows even larger, and I think it's 15 people that it can fit in. I'll put the description on the screen there so you can see what exactly it holds. But yeah, you could take your entire party on that, and you could even transport people that you're trying to save, or maybe you're going to attack somewhere. And in Curse of Strahd as well, like there's a picture of like what it looks like in the DM's guide, where it like folds out into, it looks like an inflatable boat. But I described it to my party as the wood in the box actually folds and expands, so it goes dunk, 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 and actually builds itself. So yeah, I described, it folds out into a little rowboat with an eerie, like sort of, that bluey, greeny, like undead sort of light that a lot of liches have in their lairs and things. I described, like each end it has a light like that on the front and the rear of the boat. And on the ship variant, you know how some like galleons and things, they have like those women like figures on the front that are carved?
Oh yeah, the figureheads.
Yeah. They on this one it was like a beautiful woman up to the neck, and the head was a skull.
Okay.
And yeah, my players really enjoyed that. And yeah, I think it's something that can add a lot of fun to games when you start thinking, okay, we can either walk there or we could take a boat there instead and go this way and avoid things.
Oh yeah, definitely. Maybe run into other things. What, there's crocodiles in the water or something,
Yeah, exactly. You could have all sorts of things. You could have like something like that's haunting like the lakes in Curse of Strahd or something, some kind of like river zombie perhaps, or some like that monster like that's in Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring, before they go into Moria. I forget what it's called. It's like the Guardian.
I have no idea. I'm gonna be honest. But yeah, I don't know much
weird
about Lord of the Rings.
Octopus thing that gets an arrow in the face from Legolas.
Yeah. But yeah, so those are utility items, and then personal favorite. I'm a little bit infamous for this one. I'm gonna say the immovable rod.
Ooh.
I don't know how much Arcane Arcade you've seen, or if you've seen any of it.
And I am starting to watch it. I have gotten to the end of the first campaign of Critical Role, and I'm going to watch some of yours, and I'm going to try and watch the second campaign of Critical Role. There's so much I need to watch.
That's a lot of content. All right, so I'm gonna be as vague as possible with this then, and just say that I may or may not have killed a party member's father with an immovable rod and an airship by accident.
Oh no. No.
And there's a whole other video about it on Jacob's channel on XP to level 3. If people want to hear more about that. But I don't know, I love the idea. Like at some point in one of the games I'm playing in, I want to do that legendary story of the guy that jumped inside of a dragon and like clicked an immovable rod inside of him.
I think they did that on Critical
and
Role.
The dragon like flew away, and it like
it tears it, doesn't it?
Did they do it in Critical Role?
There's an episode of Critical Role where I think it's Scanlan or what's the road called? Vex and Vax. Yeah, Vax.
Vex and Vax, yeah.
Yeah, Vex and Vax, and I think they got swallowed by a dragon, and they clicked it, and then it tore.
Or even if you have like a strong enough character, you could get 2 of them and click them and basically make a ladder for yourself anywhere you want to go. You just click one, then put the next one above, click, pull yourself up.
When you think about it, you could do some really nasty things with those rods. Like if you had 2 of them, or even just like you could use them to like trap people, couldn't you? Like you could squeeze them between.
How do you think
really
I accidentally killed a character?
And if you're moving as well, does the immovable rod just stop like stationary in sort of like
it stays in place? So
the airstrip just kept going.
It only moves. It only moves if I think 30 tons of force or something like that is applied to it.
Wow.
Or with a DC 30 strength check.
Wow.
Yeah, it was bad. So that's my favorite magic item. I just love I love the versatility of it. What's yours?
Okay, so coming back to items that let you make a wish, I've chosen the Luck Blade. So
oh boy.
Yeah, these like I know we said like you have to be really careful with items that allow you to grant wishes, but it depends on what kind of game you're running. So I think they're very good if you're coming to the end of like a campaign or if you're running one shots, because the wish spell, it allows for so much creativity, and you can do some really crazy stuff. And I was running the Lost Mine of Phandelver, the D&D starter adventure, and it was getting towards the end of the campaign. I was like, this has been really fun. They were coming to the end of like Way of Echo Cave, and spoilers for Lost Mine of Phandelver, by the way. And the boss was waiting in the last chamber, and I'd expanded it beyond like the what's in the module, so it was a big hall, sort of like Moria style. And he was waiting there with a load of like spiders and things, and in the very stereotypical like bad guy way, he was just like twiddling his thumbs, and they were going to enter through these two big doors, and he's like, "Haha, I've been waiting for you, adventurers." Something about like their efforts being feeble and whatnot, and they'd gotten this luck blade through like looking through. I think there was a wraith that was guarding a chest, and I put it in there, and they took it, and they started asking me about what certain things they could have, and like you fast forward to this boss that's waiting in the end room, waiting for this party of adventurers. The doors swing open, and a cannon is wheeled in, and just this boss that was preparing to give his speech, just completely speechless now, ironically, and the cannon shoots the boss, and yeah, the boss got annihilated. They had wished for a siege cannon. And I gave them a siege cannon. They shot the boss with it, and there were spiders in there as well, which they quickly dispatched after their big daddy boss man was shot in the face.
Yeah, perfect. Well, I mean, why not?
But yeah, you could use things like that though for so many things. Like wishes, you can if you want to run like sort of games which are funny and things. Yeah, I wish for him to be a flying cactus now. And boom, your wish is my command. It's just, I like that side of things. As I said, I like items that allow your players to be creative and allows them to have fun with things. And all my choices, I try to keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like it. I like that as an option. It's definitely dangerous if you have really clever players or players that'll take advantage of it. But hey, I mean, if you're in the right group, like who cares?
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. People have fun with it, but yeah, there are other people that will go, "I wish the bad guy to be dead," and if you do it by the rules, okay, you could just okay, it's a wish. They should die, but as I said, like come up with a way to like sort of try to give them their wish. But if you're asking for too much, then restrict it in some way. So if they want them dead, do a bit of damage and just have the item struggle and have it be destroyed. And yeah, it sort of gives.
Wish does also say that like if you wish outside of the parameters of what a wish can normally do, like unintended consequences may occur. So, and killing, maybe I guess you could use the wish to replicate the use of power word kill. And if that happened to kill, then cool. But if it doesn't, then that'd be outside of the boundaries of what a wish can normally do. And so I think it definitely depends on the DM and how they want to run the boundaries and stuff. Because I've had some really fun encounters with how Wish works. It's crazy. Oh yeah, perfect. I mean, I think that's everything, right?
Yeah, I think that is like as I said before we started recording, you have to keep the video length short because I have to animate it all, and animating is a lot of work. But I'll do it for you guys because it's fun.
Well, hey, this is the first episode of what may become a series. So if you guys like it, and like hearing us talk about stuff, and have anyone you might want to guest on something like this in the future, let both of us know. And make sure that you check out both channels, regardless of who you're watching from. I think this is going up on both channels, right?
Yeah. This is going to go up on both channels because it's a collaborative thing. I don't want this to be either my thing or to be Colton's thing. This is a team effort. So team Wizards and Whiskey.
So whichever one of us you guys are watching on right now, check out the other one. We'll probably have links to their channel in the description. Yeah, we'll have links to their channels in the description.
Yeah, so till next time, you guys take care and see you later.